Welcome back, everybody. Madi Zahn joins me today. She started off at Hopkinton her freshman year of high school, but then moved on to Proctor, and now she's going to be going to UVM. So thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's get started. Obviously, you started out at Hopkinton. What sports did you play when you were younger? Was it just soccer and lacrosse?
I grew up playing soccer, hockey, and lacrosse. So hockey was originally my main sport. My parents put a lot of time and money and effort into me playing hockey, and then I ended up switching my focus to lacrosse as I grew older.
Okay. So what position did you play in hockey?
I was like all over the place. I don't know. I played in Hooksett at Tri-Town. I played with the boys team. It was like the Manchester Monarchs or something.
Oh, the Junior Monarchs?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like 12. But
okay.
So I would play like left wing and all over the place. I don't know.
Cool. Did you ever try goalie?
No. Oh god, no. No. Definitely not. I was always too scared.
So, what made you decide to focus on other sports rather than hockey?
I just felt like I had more fun playing lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
I knew, I grew up in Hopkinton, and I knew I was like friends with a lot of the girls on the team, so I enjoyed it way more. I didn't like get to really know anyone playing hockey. I did, but like not as close as I made the friends here.
All right.
So I definitely just had more fun, made more relationships playing lacrosse, and yeah.
What about soccer? What was good about soccer? I know your dad coaches.
Yeah, my dad's a big coach here in Hopkinton for soccer. He always pushed me to play soccer, whether I liked it or not. But I think it was good to be like a 3-sport athlete just to like keep my balance in all of the
right. Muscle groups and everything.
Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I've always liked soccer. I mean, I played at Proctor. I started at Proctor and I played for 2 years. I left, my junior fall to go on like a abroad thing. So I missed that season, which was upsetting, but that's alright because I just came back senior year and played again. My coach was amazing. But I grew up playing soccer for my dad for a long time. And my freshman year, he put me on JV, right. which is fine. I really didn't care, but, yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of friends on the team. I was like Kennedy, Mark, we were on the team together, Allie, Duval,
yep.
So a lot of those people. We had a lot of fun freshman year, so.
Did you play, defense or attacker, mid?
Our coach was Rusty Whiteman. Do you remember?
Yep.
Yeah. I think he put me on like striker. Sometimes he would put me on defense. I played defense, at Proctor. I played left, outside back.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I think I was like striker wing for Rusty. I don't remember.
So you got to try a lot of different stuff, which is cool.
Yeah. And I don't mind being in all those different. I just like being on the field.
Yeah. So talk about your dad putting you on JV. Was that, do you think that
I knew. We would talk about it and he's like, you're not going on varsity freshman year, right? And I was like, yeah, I figured. I wasn't as strong as a player as other girls. Like, I think my freshman year, the seniors were like Lauren and that class.
Right, yeah.
So they were all really good. So
they won like 4 championships.
Yeah, 4 championships in a row. So yeah, I wasn't to their level, but I think we did very well on JV freshman year. So I'm glad that I got to be with them and have that relationship with them. So
cool. So let's talk a little bit about Hopkinton lacrosse first and just your experience at Hopkinton.
Yeah. I played freshman year Hopkinton lacrosse. I was on varsity. I started, our team, we had a lot of great girls on the team. A lot now have gone off to play Division I Lacrosse, college lacrosse in general. So that year we had a very good team and I loved it. It was like probably one of my favorite teams I've ever been on just because of the girls. And, my dad was the coach and he taught me a lot of what I know now. And he's a very good coach. And I think he knows a lot about sports in general. He grew up playing. And also the girls had a great time with him and he respected all of them. And I think he added a lot of competitiveness to the sport, but a lot of also like fun. And I think competitiveness and fun together make the sport a sport. So like enjoying playing. Our freshman year in the spring, we won the championship against Bo. It was the most stressful game I've ever been to. We were down by 6 at one point, 6 goals. And then my dad, I think he pulled us off. And he at halftime, he was giving us this pep talk and we were like, okay, we have to go back out there. There's 1 quarter left and we just have to give it our all and just push. And we did. And we ended up coming back and, Sarah Chodish won the game-winning goal. It was the last 10 seconds, and it was insane. And I just remember I had chills, I was so scared because I was a freshman playing with all these people, and I was terrified. But we ended up winning, and it was amazing. And it was the best game I've ever been to, just because it was so nerve-wracking but so fun at the same time. So it was amazing.
That's a great way to cap off your freshman year.
Yeah, it was really good. And I was really sad to leave all my friends, all the girls that I made relationships with soccer and lacrosse, and leaving my dad, him coaching me. But I think it was good to have other coaches too. Besides him.
Okay, yeah, I think it's definitely a good thing for you to get different experiences and earn different ways before eventually going on to college lacrosse, which we'll get to. But talk about your decision with Proctor. I'll give you, the floor and give you a chance to kind of explain why and what went into that and what you wanted around you.
Yeah. So the coach at the time who recruited me to Proctor, Callie Dwyer, I do a lot of trainings with her on the side. She's an amazing coach. She knows all about lacrosse. She really got me into the idea of Proctor. I was originally supposed to not go to Hopkinton at all, not even freshman year. I was supposed to go to Proctor Academy.
Up in Wolfboro, right?
Yeah. So I would have boarded there. And then plans just changed and I decided that I wanted to be home. I have a younger brother, Leo. He's going to be 4, in a couple days.
Okay.
And I just wanted to be there for at the time because my mom was just having him. So I wanted to be home and experience him growing up and stuff, for the time I had left in my high school. So, I decided to stay at Hopkinton my freshman year, and it was a great decision to stay at Hopkinton my freshman year. Just to have the competitive sports and, that nature. But then my, club coach, Callie, was like, hey, I'm the coach at Proctor and I would love for you to come play for me. And, she's like, I'll make it work for you. And we did, and I toured it and I ended up loving it. And I met a lot of amazing people there who helped me in the future, with UVM and stuff. And yeah, I played soccer. I played JV hockey there for fun because I didn't,
That's cool.
Yeah. And lacrosse.
Are you expected to play a sport every season at a school like that?
Yeah. So at Proctor or any boarding school, they make you play, not necessarily sport, but they make you have an afternoon activity, every season. So, my senior year, I did weight room instead of hockey.
Okay.
So I was with a group and we just basically lifted every day and did a lot of training like that. So, yeah.
So were you living there?
No. So I wanted to be home, obviously, to see Leo and my family and stuff. And I thought that it was only, Proctor's only 30 minutes away from my house. Okay. So I would just commute every day and drive back and forth. Yeah. It was really nice.
Really cool. So, what was the unique stuff about Proctor that was different from Hopkinton? I know you already mentioned being required to have activities, but was there something different about the culture or the people?
People here, people there are all amazing, and I've made the bestest of friends in both. I still talk to Shaylee all the time. She's my best friend here, and I'm so glad to have her when I come back home. But at Proctor, I found a bunch of my like best friends that I know I'll have for the rest of my life. And I think Proctor was a very like eye-opening school for me, I think, in academics. I mean, I am not the best at school. I mean, that's like hard to say, but I'm not like as
You work hard, but it doesn't
Right.
come naturally.
right. It does not come naturally to me. So I have to work a little bit extra harder than some other kids who it does. And I think Proctor had the resources for me, including like being able to have that advisor that you can go to after school. Like you would be able to meet with them up later after dinner. So I would eat dinners there. I would eat all my meals there just because they provided it. And I would be able to meet with them like at dinner or after dinner, or anytime I needed help, I had the resources to go and meet with them. And I think in the aspect of sports, I think it was a little bit more competitive for me.
Okay.
In the way that I wanted something more a little bit. I wanted that just extra push. So we played schools like, in lacrosse, we played schools like St. Paul's and
So like different preps.
Holderness, yeah. So big prep schools who have great numbers, and all that stuff. And I liked the competitiveness. I liked playing to the level. It was definitely a step up from playing here at Hopkinton, which I liked, and I think that was good for me, to see if I wanted that level in college.
Right.
So.
Cool. So you get to have all those experiences. Let's take us through the individual seasons, and just kind of speak about those.
For soccer?
Yeah, you can go through every sport. Do you want to just start off with soccer and go through?
So I came in my sophomore year, to Proctor, and I had no intentions of making varsity soccer team at all. My coach, Kyle Conley, amazing. He was like the nicest man I've probably ever met. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to make the team. There were a lot of good girls. A lot went off to play, college soccer. But he offered me the spot on the team, and I was so grateful for it, and I took it. And I ended up, starting and playing, defense. He was the person to actually put me on defense, because I would play, up at Hopkinton. He was like, I see you as a defender, so I'm going to put you on defense. I was like, sure. So that's where my defense career started for soccer. But yeah, my sophomore year, I won. So there's this award at Proctor where it's like, for newcomer athletes, and they have it fall, winter, and spring. And it's called the Marvin Award. And it's like they give it to the player they give it to two people. So, usually it's a guy and a girl, and from, a fall sport or a spring sport, right? It doesn't matter what team. So I won it for soccer my sophomore year, and I also won it for lacrosse. So I won it twice, which has never happened before.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's never happened before. Usually people just win it once, but, I was shocked. I was like, lacrosse is my main sport. Like, why am I winning for soccer? But I ended up, and I was actually on a bus. We were on the bus to a game against, I don't remember who it was against, maybe Brewster. Yeah, it was like one of our final games. I think we were in like quarterfinals for soccer. And we were on the way, and I remember like my friends, they were in the assembly hall like when they were doing the awards and stuff, and our soccer team wasn't there. And I remember one of my friends texting me, and she was like, oh my God, you just won the Marvin Award. And I was like, what's the Marvin Award? because I was new. I didn't know what that was at the time. And, she was like, it's like one of the bigger, like, awards that they give out at Proctor for new students who are in athletics. And I was like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. And then I didn't think of anything of it. And then I won it again in the spring. And I was like, how does that work? Like, that doesn't work twice. But, I'm very grateful for all of it. And yeah, but soccer was like, I would always love the fall coming back around, because I know I would have soccer to go to as like another sport besides lacrosse.
So you had both those sports. So another question I had for you is I'm very familiar, and I think most people who follow me are very familiar with the NHIAA for, the New Hampshire high school sports,
Yeah.
for public schools where you have you have 4 divisions and you have about 22, in each division
Yeah.
with the top, 2/3 making the playoffs, 4 round single elimination to the championship. People have an idea of how that works. So just talk us through the prep league and how that's different from the NHIAA in terms of both the regular season structure, the playoffs, and how that all works.
Yeah, so I definitely think, based on if you're looking at public schools versus prep schools, for Proctor, we were in, Lakes region, so we'd play, schools like St. Paul's, Holderness, Brewster, we'd play Berwick sometimes, KUA. So all schools in New Hampshire, and bordering schools, some schools
Vermont.
bordering. Yeah, we play Vermont Academy, and stuff as well. So this is within the NEPSAC,
Okay.
everything. And, we were Class B, so our Lakes region is Class B, so.
So it's kind of like Division II almost.
Yeah. So it's,
you wouldn't play the Class A teams at all. They're in a separate thing.
So we wouldn't play teams in Mass, so Tabor or Taft. We don't play them. So because I think they're Class A.
Okay, so that's for all of New England rather than
Right.
New Hampshire because there's fewer preps.
Right. So yeah, so that's the difference. I know. So Hopkinton only plays schools in New Hampshire, within New Hampshire. So we would go a little bit outside of the state, just to some bordering schools. But, yeah, I mean, there's a lot, I think all prep schools have a lot more competitiveness. There are a lot of really good, Division I schools in New Hampshire, that are public schools. But they're sort of the same, but it's
Prep school is going to be different than Pinkerton.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's.
I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So how many teams were there in Class B?
I have no idea.
Do you have a general idea? It doesn't have to be exact, but 10 or 50 or something.
I think 20-ish.
Okay, so it's similar to the NHL.
Yeah, for lacrosse, I feel we had around 15 games. So I feel maybe 20-ish. 15 to 20, I'm going to guess. Yeah.
Do you remember how the playoffs shook out? If it was top 2/3 make it or what that looked like?
So I think it was the top 5 teams. Mm-hmm. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure.
That's all right.
I think it was top 5 or 6 teams that make it to playoffs, and then they'll go round by round and figure it out after that.
Okay, cool. So that's interesting to learn about that. Did you have once you started playing for Proctor and playing against the other preps, was there any big rivalries?
So at Proctor we have this thing called Holderness Weekend, and it's in the fall, and it's where all of our fall teams play all of their fall teams on the same day. So one of our schools, it switches off every year, but so this year they came to us.
And you hosted all the games?
We hosted all the games.
So it's homecoming.
Yes, basically. So the whole entire Holderness school came on buses to Proctor. And we play them all. And our game, this year for soccer was the last game. So usually the last game is the biggest one. And it's either boys soccer or girls soccer, varsity soccer. So it ended up being girls varsity soccer. And the boys were super mad about it because they wanted that last everyone goes to. So it ended up being us, and it was us 2 years ago as well, when I played my sophomore year. Okay. I remember it being us again. I think last year it was them because I was gone for my abroad, but, last year I remember it being them. So all of Holderness comes to Proctor and plays, and you get, whichever team wins the game, you get a little P or a little H. And we have this huge board, and it's which they have the sports, and then they have a slot where you put whatever one. So we would put a P if we won. And so we've actually won Holderness Weekend 4 years in a row.
Cool. So it's whoever wins the most games.
We get a trophy. Weekend. It's called the Granite. It's a pretty big granite slab
Okay.
I'd say. And it's like in the bottom, it's engraved, like whoever won that year and then the year. So this is our 4th year winning it. Yeah. And I scored a goal.
Cool.
I think it was, we tied the game actually. It was like 1-1. 1-1. Or maybe it was 2-1. I don't even remember, but I ended up scoring a goal from defense, and I ran it on the side or something, and then someone crossed it in from the outside box or whatever, and I just my leg was there. I was like, no way that just went in, but nice. I mean, it worked, so yeah, and then we ended up tying, but from the past teams from us that won it, we got the extra piece, so it ended up evening out.
Cool. So how far back does this go? Do you know how many years?
Oh God, I have no idea. Maybe 12. I'm trying to think of this. It's been going on for a long time.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more than 12. Yeah. It's been going on for a long time. It's been a huge Proctor Holderness tradition. I know that New Hampton has the same tradition, I think, with Tilton.
Okay.
They did the same thing. But yeah.
So I'm curious learning more about the prep rivalry because Maddie, I've covered Hopkinton versus Kearsarge, which is a friendly rivalry where it's on during the game and people are at each other, they're playing against their friends, and then once the game's over, it's hey, have a safe trip home, and people are hugging, getting their picture taken.
Right.
And then I'll tell you this is probably the craziest game. Yeah, it's the craziest game I think I've gone to. It was about 2 years ago, Pinkerton Bedford basketball with a gym full of, I think they had 1,500 people in there and the fire department had to be in there to make sure it was alright. But it was brutal and you have to have police there to make sure that people are not attacking each other after the game because it's literally that heated, which is a lot different than, small town Hopkinton, Kearsarge where people are hugging and taking photos after the game. Right. What was Proctor more like with this rivalry?
I mean, I think it depends who you are a little bit. I have multiple friends from other schools. So KUA, St. Paul's. 2 girls that I played against in lacrosse for St. Paul's are actually going to UVM with me on the lacrosse team.
Oh, really neat.
So some of my best friends, I know that are from other prep schools. And I never really hold a grudge against anyone.
Okay. So more of a friendly rivalry.
There are a couple people that I know of that I'm okay, great, we have to play you again. I don't want to see you again. But it's never anything bad, where you're getting into fights. But during the games there's a lot of rivalry, like you said, and it's very competitive, very fun. I mean, some people take it very seriously, and I think the people that take it very, very seriously have the passion for the sport, but I think it's okay to not take it personally to the person.
Right.
Maybe take it out against the sport, on them against the sport, but people to people, it's
it's healthy.
Right. But I mean, people are just out there to play and play their sport, so.
Cool. So if you want to talk about your year abroad.
Yeah, I went in the fall of my junior year, I had the opportunity to go on something called Ocean Classroom, where I sailed, the Atlantic for about 2 months, 2-ish months. Wow. Yeah. So I went with a bunch of my friends, and we went on, a sailboat. It was a tall ship, and we sailed from, Woods Hole, Massachusetts. We started there, we were there for 2 weeks, prepping, learning stuff about, the ocean and, whales and, all of stuff, oils and stuff, and, a lot of history about everything. And we went from Woods Hole, we went up to Nova Scotia. We're there for, maybe 4 days. 4 days, just got to walk around the town. We went to, it was a port. So a lot of shipping, where the docks were and, all that stuff. And then we went down to Bermuda, and we were in Bermuda for 15 hours because there was such bad hurricanes. Fall is the hurricane season, for sailing and stuff. And it was like 30-foot waves, and I just remember all my friends were throwing up, and I was sitting there, like, there would be times where I'd be sitting there holding on to the railing, like, trying not to fall off, because you would have, like, 7-hour shifts on watch where you'd be on, so there was, like, 3 groups, A, B, and C watch, and they would just rotate throughout the 24-hour period.
Like shifts.
Shifts, yeah, and you'd have to do, like, jobs on the boat. So, like, sometimes you'd have to be on helm and, like, driving it, and, like, or you would have to be on lookout in the front, or you'd have to be, hoisting sails. So, like, a bunch of different things you would have to do, and you had to do it because everyone else depended on you to do it. And you had to do it efficiently because one mishap and something bad can happen. Like, there was, actually we had a man overboard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So thank God it was not one of us, a student. It was, one of the captains, like co-captains. He was on the head rig. It's like the front of the boat where it's like the netting. So like sometimes when we were in the Gulf, it was like really calm waters, and we got to sit up in the head rig just because, like, we were harnessed in, but we got to sit up there and just like go with the waves or whatever. But when the waves are really big and the water will crash up through the top of the helm or the top of the head rig, and so you're going down in a swell. So the boat would be going down in a swell. Like, the swells are like that, and then the waves are on top of that. So the boat would be going down in a swell, and then a wave would crash up through. So, like, you'd see, like, this huge, like, wave come up, and he was working on the head rig. He was, like, fixing something, and we were going down, and a huge wave came up, and his harness snapped.
Ooh,
and he went flying.
Timing.
So I was with one of my friends. We were on helm together. And I was looking, and all of a sudden, like, I hear, like, man overboard. And we, like, went through so many, like, trainings with it. So everyone had, like, a specific thing that they needed to do when you hear that. And, like, it, like, got serious, like, right away. So, like, the captain, like, sprinted over to me, took the helm. And I just remember seeing him, like, floating, like, away. And this was when the waves were really bad. So, like, we were going, and he was, like, he was probably, like, a half mile away from us.
Wow.
So we had to get our lifeboat. So 2 people, not students, it was like
trained people.
Yeah, right. Trained people on the ship. They had to go out and get him and bring him back. He was like making jokes, like, on his way back. He's like, "Oh, thank God you guys got me." Like, he's been on boats for a long time. So I'm glad it was him. I'm not glad that, like, it happened, but I'm glad that it was someone who was trained and knows what they were doing. And he wasn't scared at all.
So it was somebody who worked on the ship. So was that person from Proctor or no?
No. So Proctor joins with this, group, oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name.
Sorry if you don't remember.
Yeah. I should. I'm, like, blanking on the name of the group that they partner with. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, they partner with a group down in, Woods Hole, Massachusetts. The name will come to me. I'm blanking on it right now. But, yeah, so, like, they take a bunch of kids. I think it was about maybe 17 of us, 20 of us, students, and we got to stay, in this, it was Sea Education Association. That's what it's called. Okay.
That's a clever name.
Yeah. Obvious, but, so we partner with them, and they take kids from Proctor, and bring them along with them. We stayed for 2 weeks in Woods Hole, and then once we were ready and prepared, we went out on the boat. We would, for, like, the first week of us sailing, we stayed around, like, the port area and went, to Gloucester, Mass.
Okay, yeah.
Mass. So because the hurricanes were so bad and the waves were, like, a lot, we ended up just going around there for a little bit before we ended up sailing to.
Because it was like too
places.
chaotic.
Right. Yeah.
So back when you had a man overboard, was the water really cold or what?
It was. I mean, it was the fall. It was probably like late October when this happened.
That's not fun.
Yeah, late October. So, I mean, I would be wearing shorts and a tank top because it was still warm. Because we were going to like Bermuda.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So like, right. So like, I think we were on our way to Bermuda when it happened. So it was like warmer and it was still like in that like, where it's not too cold late September, not late October. That's way too late. Late September. And so it was like that point where it was like getting to be a little like chilly, but it was like still pretty warm during the day.
So it wasn't like a Titanic cold
No.
waters.
It was not cold at all.
Good.
It was fine. Yeah.
All right. So, anything more you have to add about like that trip and just like being abroad and all that?
Yeah. I think it was a really good experience for me. I think it taught me a lot of things about, especially just being on the ocean and like a lot of things about science. I mean, we did like science, we had like science projects we had to do. So we would like send things into the ocean and then look at them through microscopes and, all that stuff. And, I mean, I think it was great because now I know that like in college, I want to try and go abroad. Whether that's like definitely have to be in the summer, over the summer. Just because with my lacrosse schedule, I don't think I'd be able to definitely won't be able to go off during the season or in the fall or whenever.
Huge commitment.
Right. So I think this summer would be the best option for me.
Awesome. So in terms of the recruitment process, to get to UVM, what schools did you talk to? What was that whole process?
Yeah. I talked to a bunch of schools. I didn't know if I was going to go Division I. At the start of my recruiting process, I played for Granite State Elite Club Lacrosse, and McKinley, the like head of Granite State, she like knew a ton of college coaches. She played at Boston University when she was in college, so she knew the BU coach. She knows the UVM coach. She knows so many people. It's crazy, but she was a big help in my recruitment process just because she told me schools that she thinks that I would be a great fit at. And I was like, okay, so I will go and tour those schools. So I didn't know if I was going to go Division I. I just knew I wanted to play lacrosse in college and continue like my career in all of sports and stuff. She was a very big help. My parents did a lot for me. I mean, they put a lot of time, effort, money into all of it, really. I mean, I would be nowhere without them. So they really pushed me, in that aspect, of like keeping me humbled, but also like pushing me to look at like bigger schools.
Okay.
Right. So like my mom would be like, you want to play college lacrosse, right? You don't have to play Division I. That is your choice. You can go play anywhere you want. It all depends on you. So if you want to play Division I, then you go do that. You want to play Division III, then you go do that. Like, we're here to support you throughout whatever you want. We're going to push you to like go bigger, all that stuff. But we're here to support you through everything. So, and I think I always knew that I wanted to play Division I a little bit. Like, I wasn't so sure because I didn't know if I would have an opportunity like it or be able to, or didn't think I was advanced enough for it, but I think if you want to and you want that drive and you have that like motivation in your heart to go do something, you can do it. Because I had this offer from UVM and they've been very true with their word, and they showed that they wanted me. And you want to go to a place where you feel like you're wanted, you don't just want to be like a number at somewhere where you might not play, right? So, and I really enjoyed UVM. I think the campus is beautiful, and I think the team is amazing and the coach is amazing, super nice. And she reached out to me a bunch of times and I reached out back to her and we just connected. And I think I fell in love with it and it was a great decision for me.
Well, I'm happy for you to hear that.
Yeah.
So I know you said you haven't really picked a major career-wise.
Right.
You have plenty of time to think, so
yeah.
no rush. But what do you think is possibilities, and could you be coaching someday?
I mean, possibly, yeah. I love lacrosse. It's always will be my number one. And I think, maybe I would be coaching, not full time, probably not like a college coach, or that would be like my main job. But I'm going in undecided. I thought it'd be better for me to just have options going in as an athlete, because I didn't really have my heart set on any specific majors. I'm definitely more into sciences, so maybe something along those lines. But I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna keep my options open, take some classes, see what I like, see what I don't like, so.
Well, good luck. That's going to be a unique path, obviously. Yeah. Hopkinton, you go to Proctor, then you're going to UVM, but a lot of lessons learned. Do you have any final things you want to say or words of advice?
Actually, so I coach some younger girls. I do some trainings with them, and one of them asked me what coaches like to see. She was going to a tryout for she's in 8th grade. She was going to a tryout for our club team, and she was like, what's one thing that you give your advice to me? And I just told her that if you mess up, it doesn't matter, it's how you respond to your mistakes. So I think that's the biggest thing that I remind myself is nobody's perfect, and you don't know, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna mess up. It happens. Athletes, you can't be perfect 24/7, no athlete is perfect. And I think that that's what coaches want to see.
Okay.
That's what coaches want to see, how you react to not being perfect, not being the best, how you pick your head up after missing a goal, missing a pass, passing, not giving a great pass. Just how you respond to it and how you react and you hang your head after. Coaches on me are going to be okay, now how are you going to react to that? Are you going to go chase back for that ball? Or are you going to so I think just staying motivated and coming in with a great attitude and showing your love for the game, mentally, physically, it'll get you far. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, thank you.
Please subscribe to the channel. It helps out a bunch and is completely free. Thank you.